Hi everybody, and welcome back to Open Source Tonight. Folks, today what I want to talk to you all about is an open source tool that you can use to make credits for the movie that you're probably not making. I found this program the other day and I thought it was interesting, so let's go take a look. So this is the program running right here. I'm setting up my project in /home/VincentMaggard/OST_test, and you can set the resolution of the project to a 4K, English. You can select sample credits. I would highly recommend this because if you don't understand the templating, it gives you something to base off of. And then I want to go in here and I'm going to use OpenOffice as LibreOffice Calc for the format. I'm going to hit create project and give it a second. And here it comes. So we now have our project and I can come in here and I can adjust different things. So for example, our frame rate's at 24, but you can see we have other numbers available. So let's just leave it at 24. We'll leave our time code. You know, all the essential stuff. We can adjust cards like this. These are both cards here. We can adjust our scrolling stuff, obviously, through here. And so you can get a lot of interesting things with it. You can display logos in it. Yeah, so it's pretty interesting. So let me show you how we actually adjust it, because you can see all of this, but how do I edit it? What if I want to put my name there, or your name there? We just hit that little folder button there, and I can open up this file inside of it, and this is my configuration. So I can come in here and edit this. So for example, let's say that I want my text to say Vincent, a Vincent Maggard film, because that's my name. I'm just going to save it, and if I go back, it immediately updates. And so as you can see, if I preview it using this button up here to preview, and we actually hit, well, there we go, hit space to play, you can see a Vincent Maggard film. We'll make it a little bigger. And so you can see there it is. And you know, if I go all the way through this, you can see that it works. So you can see it fades in. We can adjust that fade in time and all of that. We can show how to do that here. You can have, like I said, multiple of any of these different formats. So that's how that works. And now here we go. We got our scrolling text. And again, you know, we can do a lot of stuff with this. You can have 3-column layouts, for example, like this. You can have logos embedded here. So let's look at some of that stuff. So what if we wanted to adjust the timing of the card? Well, the duration's right here. I can change this in the standard SMPTE timecode format. So again, we have our hours, minutes, seconds, and frames right here. We have our fade in duration and our fade out. I like the default of 12 seconds in and out for fade in. That's half a second at 24 frames per second. I just think that looks really good. For our scrolling, there's different things we can do. We can actually melt with the preceding page. So if I do that, just to show you an example of some of the settings, and now we come back up here, here's what you're going to see. The executive producer credit here is actually together, and it's going to set there for 4 seconds, and then the bottom text is going to just start to scroll, and there it goes. So if you wanted something like that for some reason, you could. And so I'm going to turn that off. And you can set how many pixels to scroll per frame. 3 seems to be a good default. I'd say we leave it there. And then you can adjust all these different content styles. So logos here, you could adjust the spacing. So if I come in here and we look at the logos, for example, just to give it a demo here, we could actually adjust the spacing. So for example, let's see. Let's say we wanted the line gap to be bigger. Make it 132. Well, that didn't really do anything, did it? Okay. Strange. Let's see. So, like I said, we can do different things. We could align them. I know we can do that, so that's alignment. So we can do alignment. I personally think that it looks best when that they're aligned like this to the bottom, but that's just my opinion. You know, so we can do things like that. We can, you know, just change whatever we want, really, pretty much. So let's see, alignment to spine. I haven't played with that before. What's the? Oh, okay, it's interesting. So we can make it like go on the edges and stuff. And you come up here and you save, and you know it all makes sense. I can turn on different like safe guides here and stuff. So if I show that, you can see, you know, we've got the different ones of those. You know, so we have different things we can do. So that's how that works. And So let's say we wanted to come in and we wanted to adjust the way these cards look. We can do that. There's a bunch of things we can do. So for example, with our cards, you know, we can actually come in here and we could adjust all of these different settings. A lot of stuff. If you want to adjust, like I said, the timing and stuff like that, we can do it here. But content styles, that will allow us to do a bunch of different things. And then we can come down here to letter styles. This will let us adjust our coloring. So for example, card name, if I change this to red, there it goes. I can just Control Z to undo that. But as you can see, it will allow us to very quickly and efficiently really adjust this kind of thing. You know, again, we can do, you know, our different name credits. So that would be, I think that counts as a name credit right there, for example. Oh, I bet it's over. Yeah, it's over here, like the, yeah, okay, the name credits like this. Okay. So, but anyway, you can adjust them. You can adjust them. We can render it out. Let's see here. We can, oh, sorry. This is the preview. Click the wrong one. This is rendering it out. So I could render it out in a variety of different formats. You could render it out like, say, ProRes 422 or ProRes 422 HQ, for example. You know, you can do interlaced if you want for some reason, but, you know, generally we use progressive scan as far as moving pictures. And you can see I'm at 248 by 858, and that is scope format for cinema. So that is something we can do. And again, that is something that's adjustable up here. So I could do full HD, and you can see my picture changed here. So that's what you see on a television. This is UHD, so that's 4K, but the same kind of thing. We can do 4K flat, which is kind of similar, and 2K flat to your full HD aspect ratio of 16 by 9 or 1.78 if you want to talk about the decimal. But flat is actually 185 to 1, and then your scope is, I think, 239, 240 to 1, something like that. So I like scope, and, you know, I think it's nice. And so we can come in here and do that, and, you know, you can see we have our scope frame. And again, I can even do this where it actually, and I do like doing that. This is where it will actually size to the window properly. So now our text looks bigger, especially if we move over to our scrolling credits here. And again, all of this stuff is user editable. So for example, if I wanted to change, let's say, a name here, director of photography. Let's change this to, hi Mom, because why not? And now, if we scroll down here, it updates in the preview automatically. And there you go. So this makes it really easy because you can coordinate things. So we could change the songs, the special thanks. I think you get the idea. How do I change the logos, though? You might want to know how to do that. So if we scroll down to in the template here, you can see we have this little thing. What we're going to do is we're going to actually change this file to whatever we want. So it could be any photo that you want. So there you go. But yeah, I don't know anyway, but I think it's a pretty cool program. Well, folks, anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. You know, I understand most of you aren't going to be making movies, but just so you know, I do think that it's nice. And compared to something like Fusion, which I've done, like, played around with, like, building credit sequences and stuff, I find, you know, you can do more in Fusion, at least from what I can tell. I do know Fusion better, though, so that's probably why. But the other thing I will say that I think is a very important caveat to bring up, and that is the fact that with this software, it uses a lot less video RAM than your graphics card does more of that. And so if you only have a little bit of graphics RAM, like me, only 4 gigs, Fusion with bigger credit sequences and a lot of images and stuff like I've played with can sometimes cause issues. But with this software, you can make something that big and it doesn't seem to panic. So anyway, everybody, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and thanks for watching. And action.